Over 7 million illegal cars are being driven on Britain's roads every day.
The ones that obviously drive around and knowing it's got no insurance, to be honest, I've got no sympathy for them.
Each year, hundreds of thousands of vehicles are seized.
So the information is drivers tried to run over his ex-partner.
And locked up at one of the country's car pounds.
You've come to pick your car up, haven't you?
This time, we're on the road with the police.
You were quite clearly stopped at that red light, and then all of a sudden you decided you weren't going to stop for that red light and went through.
It's not taxed since July.
The parking enforcers.
We've got a persistent evader on Holly Street, over.
We're authorising for this vehicle to be removed.
And we've joined the people behind some of Britain's busiest car pounds.
We're trying to get loaded as quick as possible before we start gathering a crowd.
Do not cancel the insurance if you don't hear from a customer. So they cost me 6 points.
To uncover the shocking.
It's not uncommon for objects, food, liquids to be thrown at us out of flat windows.
The miserable.
So far, a £600 bill.
Distressing. It's very distressing.
I was just speechless. I was in tears.
And downright dangerous drivers committing all kinds of vehicle violations.
That's going to be where he's crashed.
These
The bike comes with us.
are the highway heroes cleaning up our streets.
What, £270 to pay today?
He was called into A&E and he's now disappeared from A&E. We can't find him there.
And once you've lost your vehicle, if you don't pay the fine...
Can I give you the details of a removal, please?
If it's obstructing traffic, it's got to go.
You can wave goodbye to your wheels.
Don't be stupid on bikes, respect the law.
For good. The motor industry in Britain is big business, contributing around £15 billion in added value to the economy each year. But it takes a combined effort from police and civil enforcement officers to make sure everyone pays their way. And although most of us comply with highway law, 1 in 50 vehicles on our roads is untaxed, costing the country £119 million in lost revenue annually.
We are off to get a no tax on an Audi A3. Keys on scene on this one. So, yeah, short little drive into the town and we'll go get it. Untaxed vehicles, to be fair, there's a whole range of vehicles that come in. Some people just, the direct debit gets cancelled and they forget about it. Other people, their partners are going, oh, I'll sort it, and they don't. It's normally because they've just forgotten about it or they just didn't want to pay it. So we come and pick it up.
Since paper discs for vehicles were axed in 2014, road tax evasion has increased threefold.
Where's my car?
But working with automatic number plate recognition, police are cracking down on the illegal drivers.
Oh, your colleagues here somewhere with a... Oh, there's the Audi. Brilliant.
In a supermarket car park, the police ANPR cameras have picked up a motorist who's been driving illegally.
I've just come out from my home, pulled up to the petrol station. I was going to fill up my car, going to start my day. And then the police just showed up and they were like, do you mind pulling over? I want to have a word with you. And then they gave me the shocking news that I didn't have the vehicle taxed or the MOT was expired. So now I have to leave my car here and it's going to be towed.
The police have also stopped a second vehicle, a white transit van.
We were coming down to get the Audi at the front for no tax. They were looking for this vehicle anyway, this van, and it just so happened to pull in behind this. So they had it, and there was a wanted male inside of it, so they've arrested him and he's got no insurance, so they're having the vehicle seized as well. So, quite good. 2 for the price of 1.
With 2 vehicles to take back to the pound, it's going to be a busy morning for Lewis. Since power to stop and seize uninsured vehicles was introduced in 2005, more than 2 million motors have been taken off the roads by UK police. Traffic Officer Ed is conducting routine number plate searches using his onboard ANPR cameras. The technology automatically checks the DVLA database, showing vehicles without tax, MOT, or insurance.
Traditionally, police officers would use what they call copper's nose to go and seek out vehicles that may be unlicensed, uninsured, etc. What ANPR does is it removes some of that onus on us to be kind of watching out for dodgy-looking vehicles. ANPR will scan multiple number plates, both from front and rear-facing cameras, and enable us to be able to stop vehicles that are already shown uninsured, unlicensed, and a whole multitude of other type of road traffic offenders. So we've got a hit on this vehicle in front of us on ANPR for no insurance. I've done a moving check on it as well, and that indicates there's no insurance held. So I'm just going to check it, see whether or not she's recently taken out a policy.
The driver of the blue Mercedes is pulled into a business park on the outskirts of Reigate.
It looks like a personalised number plate. So there's always a possibility a personalised plate may have gone on after the insurance policy started, so there could be an error there. It's a recent purchase in the last 8 weeks, so it's possible transfer hasn't happened properly.
If Officer Ed can confirm the vehicle is uninsured, the car will end up being seized and impounded.
When you bought this, did it have the number plate on it's got on now?
Yes.
Right, lovely. So you haven't changed the number plate. Do you know who the insurance company is?
Oh, I can't remember offhand.
How did you sort your insurance out?
That's online.
What I mean is, did you just go one company or did you do a search?
I think I did a search.
75% of drivers turn to price comparison websites every year to find the best car insurance deals.
It's great that they're saving money, but what it often means is that they're unable to remember who they're insured with because they change insurance companies so often, and we do get it quite a lot of the time. Yeah, there you go. Have a look on the mobile phone. Because in order to find out what's going on with it, I can go through the Motor Insurance Bureau, but I need to know the insurance company they've got to speak to. How about if you search for insurance or something like that? Because normally they send you as well confirmation of direct debit coming out.
The driver claims the car is insured, but without any proof, she won't be going anywhere.
We got keys for both.
In Northampton, light recovery operator Lewis has been called out to seize a car pulled over by the police. But his workload has doubled after they also stopped a marked van they'd been looking for.
We were coming down to get the Audi at the front for no tax. They were looking for this vehicle anyway, this van, so 2 for the price of 1.
Whilst the driver of the van has been detained by the police, the driver of the Audi is keen to get the matter resolved as quickly as possible.
Do you want the vehicle today?
Yes, please, yeah.
I can do an instant release now if you want to pay the fee. It'll be £100 for the recovery for me to come out, and then I believe it's £160 of surety, which you can redeem and get back within for 14 days. So if you've got that now, I can literally release it to you now.
Yeah, can I pay my card?
Yeah, you can pay by card. Yeah, that's fine. 2 seconds, let me go get some paperwork and we'll sort it out. Sometimes we can deal with that at the side of the road. They pay a fee, a statutory fee that they can claim back if they tax their vehicle within a certain period of time. We don't always bring no taxes back here.
I was pretty shocked. I don't know how I mismanaged that. A big mistake on my part.
Most people, if they're driving them, they tend to want them back there. And then, to be honest, this is the best way for them. No point coming up to our depot to get the vehicle out when I can release it now. Just got to make payment, and which we do over the phone because the gentleman pays on card. Couple of signatures, and then he's free to go. Oh, yeah? Yeah, not too bad. Are you free to take payment for tax assurance, please? Yeah, so it'd be the 260, wouldn't it? £100 for the release fee, and then 160 for the VED. 2 seconds, I'll just pass you over to the gentleman and give you card details. There you go, if you're telling me card details, they'll take the payment for you.
Hello?
Driving without road tax can incur a fine of up to £1,000, or 5 times the value of the road tax due, whichever is the greater.
Hello, is it all gone through? Brilliant, no worries, I'll do the last bit and that's it. So what this does here, it gives you 24 hours, basically to, obviously you said you've got no MOT on the bit, but yeah. So obviously...
No, I booked MOT, I'm going to go for
Yeah, so if you go get that sorted, then get your tax, then you can come straight up. We're open Monday to Friday. Bring this letter with you. They'll then write you a cheque and you'll get your money back. Okay. Well, you'll only get 160 of it back. So like I say, their initial 100 is DVLA's fee.
The driver may also face a court appearance and additional fines for having been caught driving without tax. But for now, Lewis issues him a letter of passage, allowing him to drive the car to an MOT station.
Right. So like I say, if you get pulled over by the police again today, show them this letter, just like a get you home type thing, or get you to the garage. So hopefully once you pass your MOT, get your tax, come up our depot and get your money back.
I'll make sure I write something down in my calendar and get it taxed and MOT on time.
There you go, mate. All right, safe trip.
Whilst the Audi driver has avoided being towed,
so just got to deal with the van now.
The white transit van is definitely heading to the pound.
And that gentleman's been arrested, so he won't be getting that back anytime today.
It's not just British residents who are liable to pay road tax on their vehicles. Visitors to the UK are allowed to drive on foreign number plates for 6 months in any 1 year. However, anyone moving to live in the UK must register their foreign plates with DVLA within 2 weeks, so they can be exchanged for UK plates and taxed accordingly.
No tax, keys on scene.
Recovery driver Matt has been called out to a retail park by police who have seized a car with Polish number plates.
They've obviously done a few checks on the vehicle and it's come back as no tax. So we will attend the scene for the police, load the vehicle up and remove it. If the owner wants to tax the vehicle and come and collect it, he'll be able to. If not, the vehicle gets scrapped. Generally, the officer's quite friendly. How we doing? Obviously, we meet them quite often, a few times a day, so we're on quite good terms with them.
There you go.
Perfect.
No worries.
They make your life a bit easier.
We've recovered a vehicle that's entered the country. It's been driven illegally here by a foreign national. It's a foreign registered vehicle, which has come over from Poland. And effectively, it's avoiding UK tax. They've imported it to use it to drive to work in the UK while they're living here. And that's just something they can't do.
A few of them might get away with it, but generally it does come back to bite them. They've pulled a gentleman over because it's on a foreign registered vehicle. I asked him, is the owner going to come back to collect it? And they said he is. Apparently he's going to switch it over to a UK registered car and put it onto English registration plates. Once he does that, he'll be able to come collect the vehicle once all the insurance and everything matches up. And yeah, he'll get his vehicle back.
Once I established where he was living and that he was working in the UK, we had a little chat about the rules. And he said that he wasn't aware of them. So basically, we educated him, but unfortunately, it meant we seized his vehicle.
The driver doesn't seem particularly fazed by the proceedings.
He's gone to B&M.
And although he might be saving cash in the discount store, it's going to cost him a £100 fine for not complying with the UK road laws. Whatever the offence, for Matt, it's all about making Britain's roads a safer place.
Taking the uninsured and the untaxed vehicles off the road, people are obviously going their day-to-day business. The last thing they need is someone without insurance hitting them. Pedestrian, obviously, if they get run over or something and there's no insurance to cover them, it can affect their life for a few years to come.
It's estimated that there are 1 million uninsured drivers across Britain, as Steve, the manager at the CMG car pound, knows only too well.
Most people in this country do know the laws, they know how they work, they know the highway code. They are just chancing what they can get away with without paying for the insurance, just to save themselves a little bit of money.
And around 3,000 of them are caught every day, resulting in cars being seized and impounded.
The average amount of vehicles we take in as a department, we probably bring between 8 and 10 a day. Some days it's more. A lot of them are for people just not bothering to pay for insurance.
But for some drivers, it can all be just an innocent mistake.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
You've got the appointment for 12:30?
12:30.
Can I have your photo ID?
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second, okay?
At the pound in Northampton, one man is about to pay the price for driving illegally.
Photo ID, right?
Yes.
Got a pen there?
No.
No? Let me get one.
The man is collecting his car that was seized the previous day.
Unfortunately, last night, police checking, they found out the insurance is not valid.
You want to get you to sign, put in your address.
Okay.
And sign and print this death for me, please. Thank you. And there's 190 to pay in total. You pay it on one card?
Card.
Yeah. The card in the bottom there.
Yeah.
For some people, it is an innocent mistake. It can be something as simple as the insurance company just putting the wrong digit in, the wrong letter in. They've not seen the renewal come through and think it auto-renews, whereas some insurance companies don't do an auto-renew anymore. You actually have to accept it.
If you just wait out here, the car will come out for you, okay? Just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a mistake. It's something happened because of we never check the emails in continuous way.
This does lead to quite an expensive innocent mistake because you've got our charges, you've got the storage charges, and then obviously you've got to pay for the insurance again if it has lapsed.
It's £190 and some other expenses in for the taxi total around £600. Yeah, it's bad. Everyone should check the details regarding the insurance, MOT and everything.
Everyone should check their insurance details, but there are many drivers who don't. Back in Surrey, traffic officer Ed Ferris has stopped a driver in a blue Mercedes after his onboard ANPR cameras flagged the vehicle as uninsured.
Do you know who the insurance company is?
Oh, I can't remember offhand.
How did you sort your insurance out?
That's online.
The driver claims she has insurance, but she'll need to find the confirmation email from her insurance company to prove she has the relevant cover.
So what do I search for?
Just search for insurance or something like that. You could search for the vehicle registration number, that might ping up.
If the driver can't provide documentation of her insurance cover, the car will be seized.
When you stop somebody at the roadside and you find that they're not insured, a lot of the time there will be a whole multitude of reasons. They've forgotten to pay their insurance, their direct debit has failed, their card number has changed since that time, they were waiting for something else to happen before they took out insurance. They're insured on another vehicle and that will cover them to drive. And I think a lot of the time people just assume either they're not going to get stopped or that they'll be covered in some other way and they hope that that'll be okay and that'll be sufficient. And unfortunately, they find out that's not the case.
By assisting with an email search on her phone, it's not long before Ed gets to the bottom of the driver's dilemma.
Oh, actually, hang on. No.
What's that then?
Oh,
Please find important documentation related to the cancellation of your policy. You know what's happened, don't you? They contacted you and asked you for something, driver licence information, some sort of direct debit. Can I take a little snap of that? Because I'll phone the motor insurance bureau and they might be able to find out for you.
The Motor Insurance Bureau, or MIB, is a central database that holds details for all insured vehicles across the UK. It works alongside the police to identify uninsured cars to take them off the roads.
The only thing that makes me suspect maybe that it may be a deliberate no insurance is that she didn't make a lot of effort at the roadside trying to find her insurance information on the phone. She didn't seem to remember who the insurance company was, and that does happen sometimes. But I had to kind of coax her through, talk her through how to find that information, and then she's found the email that says her policy's been cancelled. So there's always a possibility that the payments failed, she was fully aware it failed, and she was just hoping that she would just continue driving and it was unlikely she'd get stopped. This is the beauty of automatic number plate readers and the ability to do these checks at the roadside with Motor Insurance Bureau.
Ed supplies the MIB with the details he's gathered from the driver.
That's the one.
If they confirm the vehicle doesn't have valid insurance, Officer Ed is empowered to impound the car.
Leave it with me, then I'll bring it through now and I'll give you a call back shortly.
Fantastic, thanks for that. I'm just waiting for Motor Insurance Bureau to come back to me to confirm when the policy was cancelled and the reason for cancellation. And then most likely it'll be a seizure as well, because I do suspect that she had an inkling something wasn't quite right and didn't take action to rectify it.
In Northampton, recovery officer Lewis has his hands full with a double booking.
You want the vehicle today?
Yes, please, yeah.
I can do an instant release now if you want to pay the fee.
After collecting payment and releasing the Audi back to its owner, he still has the white transit van to uplift and take back to the pound.
Just going around taking photographs of the entire vehicle all the way around. We also do inside the vehicle, just to show any damage of how we're picking it up. So obviously, if somebody comes up to our depot and says, "Oh, you put a dent in my door here," it's just an insurance.
The van driver was uninsured and detained by the police.
A lot of people, yeah, they do go out and drive their mate's car, knowing full well they're not insured, because obviously ANPR cameras do pick them up. And then other people, yeah, they just don't care. They'll just go out and drive regardless, and they just don't care about what actually happened.
The driver has been taken away by the attending officers, leaving Lewis to tow the vehicle back to the pound.
He's uninsured, but it might be owned by somebody else. He just weren't insured to drive it, in which case the owner might come back and get it. If he was the owner, he might just say, "I don't want it." It's an 05 Vauxhall. I don't know what they're worth. Fingers crossed he comes and gets it, pays his fees. If not, it will go for scrap. Just gonna winch it on for safety reasons, and then strap it down, and then we'll get back to depot. Basically, we've got a strap that just goes around the lower arm, and then we pull vehicles up on that, and that holds your wheels on and everything, so if it falls off now, it's just going to be awkward. The glamorous side to my job. One more strap, and we're gone.
Now the vehicle has been seized, the owner will have to pay a release fee of up to £200, plus any storage costs incurred at the pound of around £20 per day.
Some people, when you're taking the car away from them, they seem to think it's our fault, but the police are seizing it. This gentleman with his uninsured, like I say, he'll have to come down. Well, they have to prove to the police about ownership, licence, insurance, and then obviously they email us to let us know that we can release the vehicle. All right, back to the depot we go. Everybody knows you have to have insurance, have to have tax to drive on the road. Whether you like it or not, they are the laws of this land to say you have to have a taxed and insured and MOT'd vehicle. And if you don't, well, it will get seized. Obviously, on every vehicle, we write on the window just to say what it's in for. So it's another one that's probably going to go to the scrapyard.
In Surrey, traffic officer Ed has stopped a driver in a blue Mercedes after his onboard ANPR cameras flagged the vehicle as being uninsured.
Please find important documentation related to the cancellation of your policy. You know what's happened, don't you? They've contacted you and asked you for something, driver licence information, direct debit. They might be able to find out for you.
Suspecting the driver is on the road without valid insurance, Ed needs to get confirmation from the Motor Insurance Bureau before he can call in the tow truck and impound the vehicle.
Hi, yeah, we've spoken to performance there. Some policy was cancelled on the 21st of April this year due to non-receipt of the documents that they requested from her.
Okay.
Emails were sent, and also they did make a few calls, but it was disconnected.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, okay.
With his suspicions confirmed, Ed needs to give the driver the bad news.
Most definitely going to be points to fine today, but certainly going to seize your vehicle as well. Because that's the only way I can really confirm that when the vehicle's recovered, that the insurance policy's been taken back out again. People do often think we're joking when we tell them their car's being seized. When it comes to road safety and insurance, we don't mess about. Uninsured drivers are a greater risk on the roads, and they're putting themselves and other people in danger. It's not something to joke about at the end of the day. Obviously, the fact I'm taking it means you're going to be stuck here, so what you can do is get hold of somebody to come and pick you up and either get you home, and then you can start the process of getting it reinsured. And then if you get it done sooner rather than later today, get it reinsured, you can go and get it from the recovery company.
But it's not just a £150 charge and the inconvenience of having a car taken to the pound.
I'll give you a traffic offence report, which is 6 penalty points and £300 fine, I'm afraid. I know, yeah, it's sort of set in stone, I'm afraid. So you've been reported for using a vehicle on the road without insurance. You don't have to say anything may harm your defence if you don't mention now, something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. When we caution people at the side of the road, when we read them their rights, that's when it really tends to sink in for most people. That's when they know they've broken the law and they've been caught doing it.
The tow truck is quick on the scene. But the recovery driver spots something important missing from the car.
You're aware the VIN number's been removed from that car, aren't you?
Removed? Are you having a laugh?
The VIN, or vehicle identification number, on the windscreen has been removed. The VIN is assigned to the car during manufacture and can't be changed without authorization from DVLA.
Oh, hang on, what you got there?
There it is.
Yeah, the sticker's been taken off.
The VIN should be visible in 3 key areas on the car: the front windscreen, the door arch, and the engine. Any sign these numbers have been tampered with could suggest illegal activity.
Where you normally display the VIN number on the windscreen has been obscured. I don't know if it's been removed or whether it's been obscured. It might have been during a windscreen change. There's a sticker on there, but there's another sticker that's been removed, so I just want to try and find a stamped-on VIN number.
If Ed can't find the VIN number on the engine, the owner could end up losing her car permanently. Two days ago, recovery operator Lewis was called out to impound a white transit van.
He's uninsured, but it might be owned by somebody else. He just weren't insured to drive it, in which case the owner might come back and get it.
The driver was detained by police and the van seized. Now, the owner has come to the CMG car pound to collect it.
Come to pick the van up.
Booked in for 2:30?
Yeah, that's it. The ugly van. I'll just say that instead.
The owner will have to pay the release fee plus additional storage costs incurred for the time spent at the pound.
It is in the best interest of the customers to come and collect their vehicles quickly. The quicker they pick it up, the cheaper it is for them to get it back.
You have got £190 to pay to your bill this side.
Well, I'll give you the card, please.
I can't stand it.
Jesus Christ.
Your invoice just there, and your vehicle will come out the top yard.
Lovely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Even though the owner wasn't responsible for the van being seized, it's cost him £190 in fees to get it released and back on the road. In Surrey, traffic officer Ed has pulled over the driver of a Mercedes for no insurance.
I'll give you a traffic offence report, which is 6 penalty points and £300 fine, I'm afraid. I know, yeah, it's sort of set in stone, I'm afraid.
But after calling for a tow truck to impound the vehicle, the recovery driver has discovered the car is missing the VIN number on the windscreen and door arch, which could indicate an intention to hide the car's true identity.
Where you normally display the VIN number on the windscreen has been obscured. I don't know if it's been removed or whether it's been obscured. It might have been during a windscreen change. There's a sticker on there, but there's another sticker that's been removed, so I just want to try and find a stamped-on VIN number. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice and easy. That's much better. Now, the stamped-on one's good, mate. I think it's had a windscreen change. A good spot, though. Well done. Could have been what they call rung, where it's just had a new identity. I'd very much doubt that this lady was involved in it. She may have bought the vehicle legitimately, and it's multiple owners beforehand, but this is why when they recover the vehicles, they tend to have a look at these things to make sure it's not a vehicle that's been constantly changed owners and somebody's made profit out of selling somebody's stolen vehicle.
With the VIN confirmed to be an exact match to the car, it's time to get the vehicle off to the pound.
It can come as quite a shock to people when we tell them we're taking their vehicle away. They're stuck at the side of the road without transport. Uninsured drivers do create a greater risk on the road. So at the end of the day, it's much safer for us to remove that vehicle from the road, and then they can attend a car pound and confirm they've got insurance before we allow them to take it away again. The driver's been reported for the offence of driving without insurance. She's been issued a traffic offence report, which is 6 penalty points, £300 fine. She's also looking at paying an additional £150 for the recovery of the vehicle and £20 a day for every 24 hours the vehicle is left in storage. So in the grand scheme of things, for having failed to respond to her insurance inquiry, There's a lot of money she's now had to spend out. But if you don't take out insurance and we find you, we'll seize the vehicle and it'll cost you a heck of a lot of money to get it back. So it really is not worth the lack of payment.
Consequences are severe for people who commit driving offences, but for those who repeat offend, they get worse. And even under the cover of darkness, traffic cops across the country are out to track them down. Officers from Surrey Police Force are starting a busy night shift, tackling illegal drivers on the highways.
We'll just have a brief chat to make sure that everything's okay.
As well as patrolling the roads, stopping drivers without the correct tax, insurance and MOT.
Right, it's that vehicle, but not the one we want.
They'll be keeping an eye out for stolen vehicles or people who have been stopped previously.
HJ Tango Oscar 66, good evening.
999 activated.
It's not long into his shift before the police cameras pick up a potential offender. And it's someone Officer Sean has dealt with before.
It's an ANPR activation on her car, but I only took it off 2 or 3 weeks ago. She'd been reported to be driving whilst unsupervised on a provisional licence. She had no L plates, she wasn't being supervised, and it turned out she had no insurance on the car either.
ANPR is a fantastic tool that helps us focus and direct how we police using intelligence, as well as highlighting fast time incidents that occur, such as stolen motor vehicles, drink and drug drivers, people without driving licences and insurance, and they help point us in the right direction for going and dealing with them.
The driver in question has driven past an ANPR camera, and it's up to Sean to try and find her, based on the location of that camera and the direction she was heading.
She could go a number of ways because she was at a crossroads, so it could be coming down here. I think I'm going to go up here and take a punt. That's it there. Let's just hit the camera further down. There it is.
Sean's intuition pays off, and he's caught up with the vehicle he's been looking for.
999 activated.
Don't leave me hanging out on the road, please. Come on, use your common sense. Yes, it's her.
And he instantly recognises the driver as the same one he stopped a few weeks earlier.
Hello there, we meet again.
It's you.
It is me, indeed, it is me.
What's going on?
You've still got no driving licence, I take it?
No, I've got all my insurance was paid.
OK, what about your provisional licence?
The provisional, I have had set them up. Done
OK.
the theory.
Yeah. You've got a provisional licence?
Yeah, no, it's
OK.
fine.
I'm going to caution you, so you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now, something later, lying in court. Anything you do so may be given evidence, OK? You're not under arrest. It's the same situation as last time.
Despite having been stopped previously for driving without L plates and proper supervision, the driver seems to think the issue is about her insurance.
I'm so confused. And I did it by the 5th of May.
Yeah, so the insurance was an issue, and I confirmed I confirmed with Admiral they didn't have you insured.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually had an account saying, thank you for setting up your account again with us. So I've got all the screenshots and I've...
The major issue we've got, I mean, I haven't done my checks, but I'm assuming you haven't passed your test since we last spoke, is you're a provisional licence holder, you're not displaying L plates, and you're not supervised.
Got them all. I've got actually 3, and I went out on my lesson.
Yeah, but you have to be... I explained this to you last time.
I haven't sped.
Just now? No, it's nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
In order to drive legally,
Last time, I understand.
You're not licensed to drive a car by yourself, OK? So I will be seizing the car again from you.
OK, so I've already got a £300 fine, and this now is because I'm driving...
Otherwise than in accordance with your licence. HJ Tango Oscar 66. Can you kindly show me on a stop check, please, A217, junction with Tatnam Way. It will be a section 165 seizure.
You're not licensed to drive a car by yourself, OK? So I will be seizing the car again from you.
OK.
In Surrey, Officer Sean has stopped a motorist for driving on a provisional licence without L plates or supervision.
HJ Tango Oscar 66.
It's the second time he's stopped her in the last 4 weeks.
It will be a Section 165 seizure.
Whilst they wait for backup, the reality of this being her second offence is beginning to dawn on the driver.
I had the letter of confirmation what you said would come through.
It will be a summons to court, and that can take up to 4 or 5 months.
Sean has already begun prosecution proceedings for the last time he stopped this driver, meaning she is already awaiting a hefty fine and points on her provisional licence.
I'm allowed 6 more points and then they'll take it away, so this is another 6 more points, is it?
This would potentially be another 6 points. Yeah.
So that's it?
This could be it.
Can you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Why don't you just sit, put my old plates on and just drive home?
No, can't do that. What I'll do is I'll ask my colleagues to come down and give you a lift home.
Sean confirms on the police database the vehicle's insurance status second time around.
Yeah, you're shown as insured with Admiral.
Yeah.
But that insurance is technically not valid.
What I will be doing is reporting you for no insurance as well.
Why? Again?
Again.
Well, I have got insurance.
I know you've got insurance, but when I go to Admiral and say to them, will you insure, bearing in mind she was by herself, not driving in accordance with her driving licence, they'll probably say no.
Listen to me. What, so now I'm not going to be insured?
Or they'll probably say no, because you're not driving in accordance with your licence.
For the second time in a month, the vehicle will be seized.
Is this for me as well?
I was going to get them to take you home.
Sean's colleagues arrive to assist.
If you'd like a lift back, then that is absolutely fine.
Who is it with?
My colleagues here, Mark and Vicky.
While Sean talks with the driver, his colleague arranges a tow truck.
No, we've got these. So the car gets taken to Hobbs Recovery, seized under Section 165 of the Road Traffic Act. So because she's not got a licence and no insurance, they take it back to their yard. It's now her responsibility to go and prove that she has a licence and insurance in order to get the vehicle back.
So, very similar to last time. The legal bit I have to tell you is you're going to be reported for the consideration of the question of prosecuting you for driving a motor vehicle on a road, otherwise in accordance with the driving licence and with no insurance. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now, so that later on in court, anything you do so may be given evidence. Okay?
So you don't
do you want a lift or do you want to...
Can I just have a word with him? It's only met him, obviously.
Yeah, do you want to have a chat with Mark and Vicky?
Don't worry, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, you seem really nice. That's it'll be right,
The 24-hour recovery truck arrives to transport the car to the local pound. The driver will have to pay £150 for the recovery fee and £20 per day storage if she's to get her car back. But that will also require a full, clean driving licence, and given she will now have 12 points, that seems unlikely.
Take care, okay? Have a good sleep.
Stop stalking me.
Yeah.
This way.
Stop driving until you get your licence, all right? And then we won't have to meet.
I don't want to say it.
If you go around that side.
It's been the wrong night to make a repeat mistake. Thanks to Surrey Police's network of ANPR cameras and vigilant nighttime policing, the unqualified driver is off the roads.
66, could you oblige me with a moving vehicle check, please?
For officers like Sean, repeat offending is all too common a reminder of the need for their work.
It's the second time in a month for exactly the same thing. If she keeps doing it, she's going to end up getting disqualified from driving. And then if she continues to drive whilst disqualified, then she could end up going to prison, ultimately.
As a new working day begins back at the CMG pound, the owner of the car with Polish number plates has turned up to claim his untaxed vehicle.
Have you got photo ID? Then are you living in the UK or just staying here permanently?
Yeah, living in the UK.
Have you a new utility bill in the name and address that you are living at? Have you?
But I've got at home.
You're going to need to show them because it is DVLA paperwork that they have to see, I'm afraid.
But I came from Wellingborough, then it's long travel.
There's nothing I can do, I'm afraid. It's DVLA documents that are required to be seen, so you will need to show a photo ID, your logbook, your utility bill. Is there no one that can send you something over? Have you got nothing on your phone?
Yeah, maybe.
Some people think we're being difficult. We're not. We're sticking to the rules. The rules are set out by the DVLA and the law. It's not us being difficult. We're just following the guidelines that we're given and making sure that we are checking the right paperwork to release that vehicle to you.
To make his vehicle legal, the driver will need to apply to DVLA to have his Polish number plates exchanged for UK plates.
We tend to get a lot of foreign nationals coming in who have overstayed and still trying to run their European licence, which they only have 6 months, I believe, for, and then they have to convert it to an English licence.
What do you plan to do? Do you plan to...
No, police officers say you will help me with application, register.
I can give you an application and you'll need to fill it out because it's quite a big booklet. You then need to park your car off-road, so no highway, and then you can only drive it when it goes into UK plate and you can tax an MOT on that plate. Does that make sense? There's your logbook, photo ID, and there's the patch that you need to fill out.
The man has provided all the documents required for his car to be released from the pound. Now, he needs to pay the fees.
So you're paying for an assurity fee to say that you will tax it at 160. So once you've done that, you can have a refund, you come back to us, we give you the 160 back. Yep, so you have £260 to pay today.
A surety fee is a release on scene system we do with the DVLA and the police, where we can release an untaxed vehicle back to the customer to enable them to drive home effectively, and that gives them 15 days to get the tax, produce it to ourselves, and then we will reimburse them a percentage of that money back as a sort of deposit for having the chance of keeping their vehicle.
When can I drive my car?
You can take it home, but you need to, when you leave here, take it straight home and place it somewhere where it's private land. Try not to keep it on the road because it was
What about the car park near to my home?
Does it belong to the council? Who does it belong to?
It belongs to council.
It needs to go onto private property. So a friend's drive, if you've got a friend that will let you use their drive just until you can get it taxed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Maybe try, you know?
Okay, pop your card in when you're ready. That's perfect. Bear with me one moment, I'll just get all your receipts for you.
Okay.
The easiest option is if you're bringing a foreign car into the country is to just re-register it as a UK plate if you're going to keep it over here. It's an inexpensive thing to do, it's quite easy and simple, and it stops you losing your car.